Foreign relations experts, scholars, diplomats, and international relations analysts are raising concerns over Nigeria's failure to appoint ambassadors 2 years after President Bola Tinubu's administration took office. They warn that this delay could stall the nation's foreign policy framework, which is centered around the 4Ds, that's diaspora, development, democracy, and demography. The administration's foreign policy was launched with an emphasis on these 4 pillars aimed at strengthening Nigeria's global influence and its relationship with regional and multilateral institutions. According to Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, the country's development and robust international engagement depend heavily on this new foreign policy direction. However, experts are expressing concern over the lack of appointed ambassadors to represent Nigeria's foreign missions. According to Dr. Atap Hain, the head of the Department of Political Science at Benue State University, the government's 4Ds foreign policy agenda cannot be actualized without the key appointments of ambassadors. But for more analysis of the continued delay in the announcement of Nigerian ambassadors by the federal government, Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Many thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure being here.
Now, from your perspective, would you say that this delay is justified?
It is not justified. It is not justifiable. That is why people are concerned. But the buck stops on the president's table. The normal thing is to have ambassadors representing us in various locations. That is the normal, but this is an aberration. And what I'm objecting to is people invoking the 4Ds, which was what they campaigned with in trying to bring the president back to the table to appoint ambassadors. The 4Ds were of his own making. If he feels he can function without ambassadors, and if he feels he's achieving his goals, that is up to him. But it is an aberration not to have ambassadors after 2 years in office. So I will advise the president to, as quickly as possible, do that. But then, you can speculate on why he has not done so. Maybe if you see the way he has been functioning now, during the military coup in the Niger Republic, he wanted to fight for democracy. Democracy is part of the 4Ds we are talking about now. But that attempt floundered for various reasons, both domestic and foreign. So maybe he has an axe to grind with the diplomatic class on that score. I will not know. Then maybe he wants to be using roving ambassadors, like he has done with Mrs. Ojukwu to Bianca now, to South Africa and to Ghana. And they've worked out well. On the issue of diaspora, Abike Dabiri was quite busy there, and I think they are performing well. So if he feels he can do the issue of development, which explains he's very much interested in bringing in foreign investment into the country and in improving the employment opportunities for Nigerians through that creation. Yes, so on a scale known to him and which people don't find palatable, maybe he's achieving his goal. But I can bet sooner than later he will appoint ambassadors.
Yeah.
Or else we'll have the sort of situation we had the other time here, when a judge in a foreign country said our politicians are terrorists and delegitimized the entire Nigeria. If we had had an ambassador on the ground there, they would have known that there is somebody coming to Canada and is having this sort of problem, and they should intervene.
They should intervene.
That's right.
I like
so there is need for it.
There
Get
is.
me?
There's absolutely need for it. I like that you brought in the situation in Canada to show perspective on how an ambassador could actually play a role in addressing some of these issues up front. I want us to talk about the fact that the president has been on a lot of trips lately, France, South Africa. Now he's heading into Japan, and then he will go into Brazil. And primarily, these are all built around bilateral agreements. Not having ambassadors, how do you think this is going to influence on the follow-up to these impending deals? You talked about Minister Bianca Ojukwu, and she is the Minister for State for Foreign Affairs. You know, there's also Yusuf Tugar, the Minister for Foreign Affairs. These are ministers, they are not ambassadors, and there's just two of them. How effective is it that they can actually visit every single country that the president has been to make sure that these deals are adequately move forward?
You see, we have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And like we rightly said, we have the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we have the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. So it's not as if there is total void in diplomatic activities. You get me? The ambassador is resident in individual countries. Those are bilateral relations. There is no way the president can go around all the countries in the world. But if he wants to handle some projects himself, especially now that he has brought a jet for use of the presidency, he can move around. But I have said it, I don't need to emphasize that. There's need to have ambassadors. If you have ambassadors, I mean, you have more supervision for your diplomatic connections, for your negotiations, for the welfare of your people, and especially for the sovereign image of your country in various localities. There is absolute need to have them. But I would just say that I expect sooner than later. It's not a matter of yielding to pressure to have them. It's a matter of necessity. That's how diplomacy is conducted. Let's leave it like that.
What's the message, Sobowale? It's a matter of necessity, not about yielding to pressure. But regardless, the pressure is definitely on. Now, if this call that is being made to the president to appoint the ambassadors is acted on in a speedy fashion, are you concerned that the criteria that's used to select these ambassadors might not be up to par because it's coming from a place of reaction?
Mind your question. If it is done, what has not been done, you're asking me to say whether it is done speedily or not.
That's my question.
Okay, make your question clear.
I'm asking that based on the pressure, do you think that the adequate criteria used in this election process will suffice since it's coming from a reactionary point and not necessarily an organic stance?
No, that does not make sense. You get me? He must, look, the pressures he can have, it's a dilemma. And now that you have brought this in, I can say something on that. You see, you have two classes of ambassadors. They are professional ambassadors, they are political ambassadors. Already, I'm sure he's under pressure, and he must have had a list which they are revising from time to time. But my own thinking is that maybe he's trying to sort out whether to have more of professional career diplomats or more political appointees, in which case he will have his own political people to want to put in ambassadorial position. But that is his own problem. So we cannot say that he will be in a hurry when the time comes. No, he knew all along, he had a policy of foreign policy, and he knew that all along that he must have ambassador. It is a necessity, not a favor to the diplomatic class or to the political class or to the Nigerian nation. It's a necessity. Let's leave it like that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Dayo Sobowale.